Everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day, had a great day today. This is fundamentals of budgeting. We're going to talk about budgeting for not just your personal stuff, but for those who are the entrepreneurs that are the future entrepreneurs or the current entrepreneurs that are in on the Zoom right now. So let's just do a wellness, a fill-ins check. So how is everyone doing today? Thumbs up. Good. Excited? Yeah. I'm excited. I'm a little sleepy, tired, but I'm here. So we're gonna have a good time today. So we're gonna do a little recap from last week. So I have a little questions I want to ask just to see how everyone is retaining the information. So you can either come off mute or you can answer in the chat. But what are the two accounts that you can have at a bank?
Checking and saving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. And when do you use each of those, Harlem? When do you use your checking and when do you use your savings?
Savings for like more high risk payments and
Oh,
no,
credit card for more high risk. Savings
yeah.
for
Saving is for to help your money grow,
mm-hmm.
and checking is just for like everyday things.
Perfect. You got it. Okay, so who can tell me, this one's a little tough. Who can tell me what interest rates are?
So interest rates are like the the price which you get for like keeping money in the bank, or the price in which you owe extra to the bank.
Exactly. Very good. So interest could be paid to you from institution for putting your money in a bank account, a savings account, or a checking account. And then interest could also be what a lender would charge you for borrowing money from them. Very good. Very good. How do you build your credit score? What are two things we discussed about building credit scores on
Pay
Tuesday?
on time, pay in full.
Very good. Very good. And should you ever take cash off of your credit card?
No.
Exactly. Oh, you guys are amazing. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm very proud. Very proud of everybody. It's cool. So let's get into budgeting because this is what we came here for today. So who can come and tell me what a budget is?
A budget is like a price that you want to pay, like the maximum you would want to pay.
Yeah, that's one way of saying budget. Very good. A budget is if you want to stick within a certain price. So I'm very glad you brought that up because that's how you bargain shop, you do a budget. But it's also a budget can be looked at as like a spending plan, a guide to help you properly manage your money. So today we're going to dive into what a budget is, what it includes, and then how you can use it to help you with your money as a regular person and then as a business owner. So budgets are important because of the fact that they help you keep track of your money. If you're not keeping track of your money, you don't know what you're spending. You can overspend. And then we spoke about this on Tuesday. When you overspend in your checking account, what kind of fee do the banks hit you with?
This is debt.
Say it again.
Is
Overdraft, exactly. They hit you with an overdraft fee. And we learned that in 2023, the banks made $6 billion from overdraft fees. So the way to avoid that is to know what you're spending your money on, how much you have left, and the perfect tool that you're going to have to help you with that is going to be your budget. All right, so today we're going to just go into what goes into your budget. We're going to discuss the different budgeting styles because everyone has a different style of how they want to manage their money. And then I'm going to share with you guys some budgeting tools to help you stay on top of your money because it's a lot to keep a track of everything you spend. If we go through how much money we spend a day, a week, a month, you wouldn't be able to keep a track of all of that. So there's budgeting tools out there that can help you, that can let you know, hey, you're spending too much here, you're spending too much there, and it can kind of like put you back on track. So first we want to talk into a budget. So there's going to be 4 categories. There's going to be your needs, your wants, your savings and investments, and your emergency fund. And these are all very important things because we do have things that we need in life. We have stuff that we want to buy because no one just wants to make money just to pay bills. You want to get to enjoy your life. And then the most critical part of your budget is going to be your savings and investments, because your savings and investments are going to be your cushion, and your way for you to reach your financial goals. So when it comes to needs, some of the needs that go into your budget is going to be your rent, or your mortgage, because that's going to be where you live. Your utilities, that's your gas, your light. I pay water. Some people pay sewer. I pay sewer in my complex. And then some people have other different fees that either their building charges them. Then it's going to be groceries. Insurance is going to be one of those things that you need to have. Does anyone know what insurance is?
It's like paying months a month. So then we have like bills, like doesn't like, like take away all your money. You have like someone to cover it for you.
Yeah, so insurance you pay once a month, but what is the key thing that insurance does for you?
It helps you during emergencies.
Insurance can help you through emergencies, and it also protects you. So there are different types of insurances. Does anyone have a cell phone? Do you have insurance on your cell phone?
I don't
Oh,
think
no?
so. I don't know.
You don't know? Well, most people have insurance on their cell phone because what it does is, in case your phone breaks or you lose it or someone steals it, your insurance comes in and protects you, and they replace it for you. Health insurance. Most everyone here has health insurance. Health insurance is an insurance that if you get sick, it kicks in and pays the bills for you. And then the last main type of insurance is going to be life insurance. So if that protects your life, in the sense of not just protecting your life, and it protects the income that you bring in. So insurance is one of those things that many people overlook when it comes to their needs, but it's very crucial for us because the cost of replacing something without insurance is going to cost us more than paying for the insurance. Your transportation is going to be one of the needs that you have, whether you have a car or you have public transportation or you take Ubers. So when you're doing your budget, you want to put all of those expenses down. You want to put down your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your groceries, insurance, your transportation, and then your personal hygiene items, because those are important. Now, the good thing for you guys is that you still live at home, so you don't have to worry about all these needs to pay. But your parents and your guardians do. So this is something that they have to factor in each month that they need to have to take care of you guys and themselves. The trick with your needs is when you're doing your budget and you're doing financial management is you want to make sure that your cost of living is not too high. So your cost of living is going to be considered your needs, where you live, your utilities, your groceries. So as you guys transition to adulthood, when you get your first apartment, when you get your mode of transportation, you want to make sure that you are living what they call beneath your means, because you don't want to get something too big and then you struggle to pay for it. So most people will buy a house and they'll get a house for 10 people and it's just 2 people. And then it just becomes too expensive after a while. So you always want to think about getting something that is within your means and you're not spending your entire paycheck on your rent and etc. Any questions or needs? No? Perfect. Let's go to wants. So wants are going to be your fun life. It's going to be your vacation. You want to go to the movies, out to dinner. You want to hang out with your friends. You may want to get something extra done, like ladies may want to get their eyelashes done, their eyebrows done, their hair done at the hair salon. These are your wants. So that just means things that you don't really need, but you want. So what are some things that you guys want now? Fun things.
New phone.
Clothes.
Clothes, yeah. And you want name brand clothes, right? Yep. So you want name brand clothes. So those are wants. Anyone else?
Want to travel?
Travel. Good. Where would you like to travel?
Paris.
Oh, nice. Love it. Love it. Anyone else?
DoorDash junk food.
DoorDash? Yeah. So wants are things that are extra for you. You don't need them to live, but you want to have them to enjoy your life. And it's okay. It's important that when you're doing your budget, you make a plan for that. You make a plan for you to have your wants, because like I said, when you get older, you don't want to just work and just pay bills. You want to be able to work and enjoy your life. So it's very important. Now, the next category is one of my favorite. It's going to be savings and investments. Why do you think savings and investments is my favorite category?
They grow over time.
Say it again.
They grow over time.
Yes, they grow over time. So I love to have savings. I love to put money in my savings account. I love to put money in my investment account because I watch it grow. And when it grows, that's extra money I have in my pocket. So on Tuesday, I had a request to explain the Rule 72. And I think this is the perfect time for us to jump into the Rule 72. So the Rule 72 is all about growing your money. Now, we spoke about interest. We spoke about interest that lenders charges for borrowing money. We spoke about interest that the bank would pay us for keeping our money in there. So now we're going to talk about compound interest. And compound interest is when your money grows on top of your money. And it's one of the greatest things in the world. Is what makes investments so cool is that your money continues to grow. Now, the Rule 72 is just a formula that you can use to see how fast your money will grow. So let's say you have $200 and your interest rate is 4%. It would take 18 years for that to double. If you have $200 and your interest is 6%, it would take 12 years for that to double. And if you have $200 and your interest is 9%, it'll take 8 years for that to double. Isn't that pretty cool? That you can take money and put it away and watch it grow without you doing anything else with it. So when you guys are looking at ways to, when you get older, when you start getting your paychecks and you're looking at ways to help grow your money and build your savings and investment accounts, the Rule of 72 is going to be a great tool for you to use to figure out what you need to grow and how long you need it, what percentage you want to get and how long it would take to grow to double your money. Any questions on the Rule 70 of 72? Everyone's good with that? Okay. Let's go back a little bit. See? All right. So those slides would be there for you guys for notes. So then the last part of your budget is going to be your emergency savings. And emergency savings is for just what the word says, emergency, is when something happens out of the ordinary of your budget. So some emergencies could be if you have a car, if your car breaks down, that's an emergency. If you get sick or you hurt yourself, that's going to be an emergency. And the purpose of the emergency part of your budget is sometimes we never know what can happen, but we always want to be prepared. So that means that we always want to take some money and put it aside for a rainy day. Everyone's cool with that? And how you figure it out, you can break this down into percentage. So my favorite type of budgeting style is the 50-30-20. So when I do my budget for my household, I take 50% of my income and put it to my needs. I take 30% and I put it to my wants. And I take 20% and I put it to my savings and my investing. And that's what helps me with figuring out what goes where and how much I have to put away. Because if you try to do so much, you're going to be overwhelmed. But if you take percentages and you break it up like that, it makes it easier for you to be able to budget and stay on task.
Miss, can you repeat what each number is for? Like 50% for needs and then
so 50% would be for your needs. 30% would be for your wants. And then 20% will be for your savings and investing. And like for me, because I'm a little bit older than you guys, I take 20% from my wants and 30% from my savings and investment. Because I have kids and I have to take care of them, so I can't get to party too much. So I got to make sure I have more money in the savings account. So you could tweak that as you go. Any questions on the budgeting style? And that's just one style of budgeting. There are so many different styles of budgeting out there. Another one that is not on the sheet, but I can share with you is an envelope-based budgeting. And that's an old school budgeting style where you put the name of everything on an envelope and you put the money inside of it. And once that's gone, then you have no more money left to spend on that particular thing. That's a really, really old school budgeting style. But a lot of people use it and it works for them. So get in the habit now of understanding and appreciating what a budget is and what it could do for you. Because when you get older, it's going to make a world of difference. Because despite all the information being out there, really only 82% of people budget. And it shows when they run into financial hardships because they wasn't prepared. So budgeting is about having a guide for your money and always being prepared in case something happens. Now, for some budgeting apps, we want to look at something like Rocket Money. And the reason why I like Rocket Money is because you tell Rocket what your budget is, what you want to spend on every single thing. And if you go over your budget or you go close to your budget, it will send you a text message and say, hey, you spent $600 out of your groceries budget. You need to like slow it down a little bit. And that's like an extra, like a person to just keep you in check. Because, with me, you get your card and you just swipe, 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 swipe. So you need something to be like, hey, slow down, don't swipe no more this month, or pay attention to what you're doing. Now, some of these budgeted apps out here, I want to let you know they charge a fee a month. So some may charge $9, some may charge $6. Some may give you the budgeting app for free because you're a student. If you don't feel comfortable paying for a budgeting app, your bank has an app that you can utilize. For instance, I bank with Chase. Chase has a budgeting feature where they can help you stay on top of your budget. So before you go out and pay for another service, check and see what your bank offers you because they may give you something similar for free. Remember, we don't want to pay too many fees out there. We want to keep most of the money in our pocket. We love free stuff. So if we can get something for free that can get the job done, then we're going to go ahead and use it because we're going to be smart people, smart investors. Okay. Now let's go to budgeting as a business because you guys are here for entrepreneurship. So you need to learn how to budget for a business. Now, as a business, budgeting is similar to your personal life, where you have to know what's coming in and what's going out. But instead of calling it a budget, businesses use 3 different documents. They use a cash flow sheet, which shows how much cash is on hand. So as a business owner, cash is going to be one of your friends because you need to have extra money on hand for yourself in case you need to buy supplies, something happened, you got to pivot and spend money that you wasn't planning on. So the cash flow is going to show, it's going to keep a track of all the money that's coming in. The second document that businesses use to keep their budget in place is going to be a balance sheet. So the balance sheet is going to show the snapshot of the company. It's going to show the company's assets, liabilities, which is going to calculate to be its net worth. So let's just go over what assets and liabilities are. So assets are things that you own. So what are some things that you guys can own?
A house or car.
A house, very good. It's a very common asset to have yeah, very good.
A car.
A car, yep.
Electronics.
Electronics, those are things you can own. Exactly.
Jewelry.
Jewelry, very good. So all you gave was correct answers. Assets are things that you own and that can bring you money to it. So a house, you can own a house and you can rent it out and make money. Your car, you can rent that out. You can make money. You could do Uber, you can do Lyft, you could do DoorDash. Electronics, you can use that to make you money. I make money off my phone. Jewelry, you can use jewelry to make money. You can do You can lend yourself out for photo shoots. You can resell it and make money from that. Artwork is an asset. So as a business owner, your balance sheet is going to show your assets, everything that you own. And it's also going to show your liabilities. Can anyone guess or tell me what a liability is?
It's like
Liabilities.
you can go ahead.
Liabilities are it's like the debt that you have or like yeah.
Mhm. Exactly. Liabilities are what you owe. So what do you think you guys want to have more of, assets or liabilities?
Assets.
Assets, of course. You want to have more assets. In your business, in your personal life, you want to make sure you have more assets. You want to try to shrink down on your liabilities. So when you take your assets and you minus your liabilities, it's going to give you your net worth. So that's something that's like a term that a lot of people use when they want to figure out what their net worth, what they're worth. So that the formula for that is going to be your assets minus your liabilities, which is going to give you your net worth. And then the last statement that you're going to use as a business owner with budgeting is going to be your income statements. And that's going to show your profit and loss. Can anyone come off mute and tell me what a profit and loss is?
Like how much money you spent trying to buy something that you're selling and like how much money you're making from that thing rather than like what you spent on it.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be how much money you're going to make from, it's looking at how much you're making and how much you're losing. So in businesses, profit and loss statements are very important because it's going to tell you where you need to maybe tweak something in your business. So for instance, right now my day job is at a rehearsal studio. So thankfully we don't have too much profit and loss. But when I used to manage Starbucks, we had a lot of loss because with food, you have a lot of spoilage, you have people that steal, you have things that go bad. So as a business owner, profit and loss statements are going to be key for you to tell what areas of your business you need to fix, what you need to check on, what you need to improve on. Those are what the profit and loss statements do. And when you have these three statements and you put them together, this is going to make your budget as a business solid because now you know how much cash is going in, you know your balance sheets, you know your net worth, and then you know what areas you need to improve on. Any questions on the budgeting for as a business owner? No? Okay, perfect. So we went over this. And this will be on Google Sheets with the breaking down of the different types of interest. Because I feel like this is really important for you guys to know. I didn't understand this till I got older. And it would have saved me a lot of money if I would have understood how interest works and what I should be paying. So learning this stuff now is going to be key for you guys, your success when you get older. All right, so we went over that. So taxes, everyone's best friend. So we're going to dive into taxes. And I want to give you guys a little break because taxes is going to be a lot. So I'm going to give you a 5-minute break. Is everyone cool with that? Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break. And then, so 7:05. I don't know, should we
Miss,
play music?
the Google Sheets with the three interests. Where can I
Mhm.
find that?
Then I'll do it today when we finish. I'll add that on the Google thing for you guys.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Okay, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. So let me put this back. I wanted to give you a break because taxes is a lot to digest. And I want you guys to be able to soak it in without too much. So let me just move this over. And where's the slideshow? Perfect. All right. So taxes. Whew. Taxes are one of the only things guaranteed in life because you're going to always have to pay taxes. And there's going to be so much stuff you're going to be paying taxes on. So taxes are important because it's how the government makes their money by charging us taxes. And when I say make their money, this is how they're able to provide, with schools, hospitals, the roads, fixing everything. So they charge us taxes to get that stuff done. So there are so many different taxes that we pay. So we have income tax, we have payroll tax, we have tax on capital gains. So capital gains is when you invest and you make money off of it. They tax you on that. Corporations have to pay tax. Sometimes they get taxed twice. You have property tax. So if your parents own their home, they're paying the mortgage and they're also paying property tax. There's estate tax, so that when you pass away, you have to pay taxes to the estate. And then we all familiar with the sales tax. We have taxes on cigarettes, alcohol, and lottery. Those are things that we're not worried about right now, but they are there. And then there's taxes on hotels. So as you can see, taxes take a lot of your money. So you, as a citizen, want to learn what's the best way you can avoid paying taxes legally and how you can save your money, put more money in your pocket. So there are so many tax codes out there that I don't even know. I know, like, I'm a novice when it comes to taxes. Like, I know how to get around X, Y, and Z, but there's like the books on taxes, the code books is probably like this thick with little fine print that tells you how to do it. So I'm gonna give you just a short version of how to, cut down on paying so many taxes. Because as you see, there are a lot of taxes out there that we have to pay. So that was for the people in Spanish. So when you own a business, businesses help you reduce your taxes, because what I was taught is that the tax code is written in favor of the business owner. So it's very good that you guys are here learning how to run a business, because it's going to help you end up saving money in the long run and not pay so much money in taxes. So how does it do that? It does that with deductions and credits. So my favorite line as a business owner is, it's a write-off. The world of writing stuff off is just so big. And when you have a business, you have so much flexibility with writing things off. So who in here has an idea of what they want to have their business in? What kind of business they want to start? Nobody? Somebody has to know what they want to do their business in.
My wife wants to do a bakery.
Bakery, perfect, awesome, bakery. So bakery, deductions you can write off. You can write off your supplies, your equipment. You can write off if you go out of town to bring your bakery goods somewhere, you can write that trip off. So there's so many ways that you can maximize your money with deductions. For instance, for me, I write off my home office. So a certain square footage of my house is written off on my taxes. My apartment, I don't have a house yet. I also get to write off any courses I take, any books I buy that's pertaining to my career, my business. So I am a financial educator. I am also a life insurance broker. So if I take a class on credit, if I take a class on business taxes, I get to write that off. If I buy a book that's going to help me do better in my business, I get to write that off. When I do a photo shoot, if it's for my business, I get to write that off. So there's a lot of things that you get to write off, which will reduce your tax liability to the government. Another thing you can do, if you own property, in another country, out of the state, wherever, when you go and your business is set up to own that property, when you go on vacation, you get to write that whole trip off. Or if you go somewhere and you speak one day out of the whole week you're there, you get to write your trip off. It becomes a business trip. So deductions is what's going to help you keep more money in your pocket. There's also business credits that are out there. So sometimes if you work in certain neighborhoods, you get a credit on your taxes for that. Different populations, you get business credits. So when you become an entrepreneur, one of your favorite people in the world is going to be your CPA. So you need to get yourself an amazing CPA, which is a certified public accountant. They're going to help you maximize on the tax code so that you can keep more money in your pocket. Retirement accounts are another way for you to save money on taxes. So what are retirement accounts? Does anyone have an idea what a retirement account is?
Isn't it like a savings of money for when you retire, or is that something?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
So is an account that you put away for your retirement. It would be an investment account that you'll put away. So you have your Roth, you have your 401k, and you have other different variations, IRA, of those type of retirement accounts. The good thing is when you guys get if you have a job or you have a business right now, you don't have to wait to retire. You can start start saving for retirement now, because the earlier you save, the better it is for you. The thing again called compound interest. So if you're working right now, you can definitely start a retirement account and start putting away money. It's nothing too crazy. You could do $50 a paycheck or $25 a paycheck, and you can start putting away for your retirement to watch your money grow. Now, how does retirement help you with your taxes? Well, if you contribute to your retirement plan, if you're either you're a business owner or you're a W-2 employee, the government allows you to reduce your tax liability with the contributions you made in your retirement account. So I'm allowed, as I have a 401k, I believe it's 19,500. I'm allowed to put up to 19,500 away a year into my retirement account, and that will reduce my tax liability. So another way, the Roth account is 7,000. I'm allowed to put up to 7,000 in my retirement account, and that will reduce my tax liability by 7,000. So these are just ways that you can start to save money on taxes. And like I said, owning a business is going to be crucial, and you saving a lot of money on your taxes. Like myself, I'm a W-2 employee and I'm a business owner. So I get to save a lot of money on my taxes from having a business and from my retirement accounts. Any questions on taxes? No. Now let's go into tariffs. So who here is familiar with the word tariff? Go ahead, Jasmine.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
No, you can go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tariffs are like, I've heard them many times on the news. So
Yes.
tariffs are like things that like countries charge from each other, like expense, like for imported goods and all that.
Yes, you got it. So you heard a lot of tariff talk on the news. So tariffs are another form of taxes, but instead of it being what we pay, it's what other countries pay to import goods. So right now, you guys are hearing a lot of talk about tariffs. You hear tariffs on Mexico, on Canada. You hear tariffs on Europe. You hear tariffs on this, and you hear like going back and forth with 10%, 20%. We're going to charge you 50%. We're going to do 100% tariffs. So I wanted to add this into this lesson because I felt like it was very important for us to understand what tariffs mean for us right now. Because back in the day when I was young, long time ago, tariffs was in my history book as a Tea Party. Like that was all we knew about tariffs. But right now, we're hearing a lot about tariffs right now because the thing with America, and we went over the world debt clock on Tuesday, we are in a huge amount of debt. And what the presidency is doing right now is they're trying to raise money to reduce that debt because we can't continue to go as we are, because what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to sustain ourselves. So just like you as an individual, if you have a lot of depth in your household, you're going to just continue to fall behind, and you're not going to be able to pull yourself up. It's the same thing for this country. Like we have to find different ways. Now, the tariffs way is a way that you can help, bring some revenue in and reduce that debt. But as we see, what's happening is going back and forth. So what ways do you think we can work on? I'm going to go a little off topic now because we're talking about just brainstorming. What are some ideas you guys have for us to reduce the national debt, being after everything we covered these past 2 days? Any ideas you guys may have around that?
Isn't it like when you raise tariffs, it causes foreign products to cost more? So
Yeah.
industries in the US like have lower prices than foreign competitors, so then we build
Mhm.
more like national income.
Yep. Anyone else? Good. And don't be afraid to come off mute and just share, because we're brainstorming right now, and no answer is the wrong answer. Nobody else? So in your household, if you had a high debt with everything that we learned this week, what would you do to reduce your debt that you have?
Sell my stuff.
Sell your stuff. Okay, that's one way. Bring in more revenue. So you're bringing more revenue.
Start budgeting.
Budgeting better. Very good. Anything else?
Focus more on the important stuff that you need.
Say it again, Harlem.
Focus more on the important stuff that you need.
Yes, very good. Get deep down into your budget. Focus on important stuff. Anyone else want to share? These are all very great ideas. Cool. What would I do? Let me see. I would definitely try to bring in more revenue. I would definitely look more at my budget and focus on what I need. And then I think that's about it. That's all I would do. I would invest more because investing brings in money. But those are very good, very good ideas you guys gave. All right, let's see. We went over that. Oh, wow. We have a budgeting assignment. Let's see about this. So you guys have scrap paper right now to write down some stuff. All right, so let's work on this budgeting assignment, and then we're going to do a trivia game afterwards. And let me first find it. Let's find it first. All right, let's go back to Zoom. And I'm gonna share. Okay. All right, so we're gonna test our budgeting skills. We're gonna see how much you guys are smart investors. So these are your expenses, and we're gonna see first. Let's start off with your rent. So you're gonna write your rent down. So $2,050 is gonna be your rent. Now when it comes to utilities, those are standard expenses. So we can't really change that. So we're gonna put $75 down. Now, this is the choice between you. Do you want to do groceries for $400? Or do you want to do, let's change this. This needs to be more. Or do you want to do Uber Eats for $500? So you're on your own, you're figuring out how you want to do your budget. Do you want to grocery shop and go home and cook your food? Or would you rather have your food ordered in? So you choose that. Transportation. Would you rather have the public transportation, or would you rather do a car for $300 a month? So once you choose that, write down which one you want to do. We also have medical insurance and life insurance. So those are things that we said that insurance is important. Now, they're very important, but you can have the option of skipping out on that if you want to. I wouldn't advise it, but if you want to, it's up to you. It's your choice. All right. Now, entertainment for your wants. You can choose to go out each month for $300 a month, or you can choose not to do that every month. Same thing with shopping. You can choose to go shopping every month and spend $300, or you can opt out of that and only do it once in a while. Vacation. You can choose to go away on vacation all the time, or you can skip out on it. And the last one is beauty service, $150 to $200 a month. You can choose to go to the hair salon, get your nails done, your eyebrows done each month, or you can stay at home and do it yourself and then get it done once in a while for special occasions. And then the last thing on your budget is going to be your savings and investments for 300. Now, I told you those are my favorite. That's my favorite category. So it's up to you whether you want to add it to your budget or not. Now, sorry, I didn't tell you how much money you make. So you make $70,000 a year. Your tax bracket is 22%. So if anyone can go in the chat and give me that figure, so we can know how much money we're working with. Did anyone get the calculation for the amount?
It's like 54,600.
Yep, exactly what it is. All right, so add up everything you put down for your budget, and then let me know if
Could you
you
go
have
back to
enough
the other
money
side?
left. I'm sorry, say it again.
Could you go back to the other side?
This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So take a couple of minutes to work on that, and then we're going to test and see how good your budgeting skills are.
Is this supposed to be per month?
Yeah, per month. So you're going to divide, sorry, the 54,600, you're going to divide that by 12. So that's going to give you a monthly income of 4,550. I kind of went out of order with this because I toggled between screens. That's my error. Sorry. So your monthly income is going to be 4,550. And then we're going to look at the expenses you put down. If you need to tweak something and take it off, go ahead and do that now. Remember, you want to make sure that you are living below your means. So if you're bringing in $4,500 a month, you don't want to have your budget at $4,300. You want to have it a little bit lower. You want to have money cushion left over.
$4,500 a month?
Yeah, 4,550. 4,550. I'm gonna put it in chat. Where's the chat thing? All right, so when you're done, just drop a thumbs up or any type of emoji or in the chat so I can see how much more time we need. All right, so we got a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, so we got a couple of more thumbs up. So for those who are finished, how was it budgeting? It was pretty good? Okay. All right, so let's see what happens in life, when even though you budget. So how it works is that you're going to budget for life and then things are going to happen. So let's spin the wheel to see what happens. Car repair. So who here had a car? You did, Michael. So, whew, that hit you. Did that hit your budget hard? Yeah. So this is stuff that happens. So what is one way we can avoid that from hitting us really heavy with the car?
Insurance.
Insurance, one. Number two, having a separate account just for your car repairs. So when you're on your own, it's the emergency fund is going to be your saving grace. So like if you have a car, don't just think, all right, I have this car, I'm going to pay the car note. Always think I got to put extra money aside in case something happens to the car. So that's one way you can combat that with your budget. Let's see what else we have. Life happens, life happens. Parking ticket. Wow. Cars are expensive, boy. Parking ticket. So so make sure that you're watching the signs, you're making sure you're paying attention because it can add up to be a lot of money. So before you get a car, you have to make sure you have extra money set aside just for that. Let's see what else can happen in life. Let's spin again because it did. Hit the card thing again. Ooh, dividends. So who here invested? Michael, let's see who else. Okay, Nicole, Nanny, very good. So this is what happens when you invest and the stock does well, you have extra money coming in. So keep that in mind when you're doing when you come on your own and you're doing your budget. Let's see. Vacation. So who here took vacation? Okay. So sometimes when you're on vacation, things happen and you might have to stay an extra day. So always make sure whenever you're planning on vacation, you plan extra money just in case, because you don't want it to hit your budget hard. Last year, my flight got delayed when I was in Bahamas and I had to stay one more day. So that cost me more money. So make sure that you always factor that in your budget. And then let's see. You lost a day of work. That sometimes can happen. You can get sick, you can lose work. What can save you when that happens? What on your budget can help you in case you lose work one day?
Instead of having a wage job, you have a it's another type of job where you get paid a certain amount instead of hour.
Salary. So if you have a salary, you can have paid time off or sick time. What about an account you can have in case you miss work and you don't have the paid time off or sick time? Which account that we spoke about on Tuesday can help you with that?
Savings.
Savings, very good, Harlem. Your savings account. So in case you fall back and you miss a day of work, having that extra cushion in your savings account is what's going to help you on that day. All right. All right. Medical bills. I think we went over medical bills, right? Yeah. Yeah. So how was it budgeting? It was pretty cool. What is one thing about this budget that threw you off in the beginning? Remember when I said you have to live below your means? What was really, really high? Let me go back to the screen so you can see the where's the Canva? The rent, right? The rent was really, really high. And the rent took up most of your salary, right? Yeah. So what are some ways as you starting off that can help you with finding the right rent price for yourself?
Like living in a more rural place.
Finding something that's a little bit less.
You could have a roommate.
Yes, very good, Harlem. You can also have a roommate that can help you split that. Because remember, you never want to go somewhere where half of your monthly income is going to be your rent, because you're going to be struggling. Now, I know it's hard. Like in New York, it's really, really hard to find that. But like Harlem said, having a roommate or going to another area might help you, like what Michael said, might help you with that. So I think you guys did pretty good with budgeting. I just wanted you to understand that sometimes things happen in life, so we always want to have a cushion for us, for ourselves. That's okay. So any questions on budgeting from so far? Everyone's cool? Good, good, good. All right, so we are going to wrap up, but I got to play another game with you guys. So this is going to be, let me just go here. We did this and let's go. Let's play a trivia game. They always want you to upgrade to something and they can charge you more money. It's like, you just want to play the game. You don't want to play anything else. All right. All right, those are the categories. And let's go. Let's turn this music off so it won't drive us crazy. Why is not letting me turn it off? All right, let's start. So which category you guys want to start with first? History of banking, banking today, bank accounts, or budgeting?
I would say bank accounts
Bank accounts for 100 or 200?
for 200 maybe.
Yep, go big or go home. So for your emergency funds, short-term goals, and long-term goals, which account would you use?
A savings account.
Very
Saving.
good. Yay! Ding, 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 ding. All right. All right, let's go back. All right, what's the next category?
Budgeting.
Budgeting for 100 or 200?
200.
Yep, let's go. Okay. Why is a budget important?
So you don't spend too much money.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Helps you stay on track financially. Yay. Good job. All right, next category. Who's next?
Budgeting 100.
100, okay. What categories are included in your budget? You guys can give her a hand if you.
I say wants and needs.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the other one? What's my favorite one?
Saving and
Investing.
investing.
Savings and investing. Yep. Ding, ding, ding. Good job. All right. Who's next? Who's next? Which category?
Bank accounts.
Bank accounts for 100. Everyday purchases. Which account do you use for that?
Debit.
Yep. Checking account, debit card. Mm-hmm. Very good. All right. So we got 2 categories left. History of banking and banking today. Who wants to give it a shot? Say it again.
Banking today 100.
Perfect. So how do banks make money?
They make money through the taxes and also like the fees that you pay.
Yep, exactly. The fees. They make fees. Interest from loans, credit card fees, and investments. Very, very good. Mhm. And what are some ways we can avoid those fees that banks want to charge us? So for overdraft fee, what's a great way for us to avoid that fee?
Watch how much you spend.
Yep, exactly. For minimum balance, what's a great way for us to avoid that fee?
Set like reminders for it.
So the minimum balance is what they charge you. Setting up reminders is good for overdraft, but the minimum balance is what they charge you to store their money in the bank account. So this was something small that we covered briefly on Tuesday, but you want to find a bank account that doesn't charge you a minimum balance. So that's one way you can avoid that. But you guys are good. And then I think the last fee was the ATM fees. Anyone remembers the ATM fees? How we can avoid not getting hit with an ATM fee?
Like going to an ATM that is your bank's and not another.
Perfect. Very good. So who's next? Which category is next?
Banking history.
Banking history, 100 or 200?
100.
100? All right. So when did the development of banks begin?
I forgot.
Okay, that's fine, because I had to look it up again too. Anyone else wants to jump in and help?
During the Great Depression?
A little bit before the Great Depression, but I'm glad you brought that up. They were a little bit before, well, a lot before the Great Depression, but good. That's a very important historical event that happened with banks, was the Great Depression. Anyone else?
And, like 1840.
15th and 16th century. Long time ago. Yeah. But you guys are doing good. Around the 1900s, 1929 is when they had that big financial event that impacted the banks. So that was kind of a tough one. Okay, we got 2 left. We got banking today or history of banking. Nobody wants to pick a category?
Banking
200.
200. Let's see. Name 3 types of banks.
Wait, commercial, is it?
Uh-huh.
Wait.
I'll give you one of the words in it. Credit.
Checking. No, that's
Credit
a credit
union.
union.
Remember those ones? Credit
Oh,
union.
yeah,
And, yep. And the
I
last
can
one is
remember the
investment
term.
banks. Yeah. But good job. I'm glad you remember commercial. What are some commercial banks that we see every day?
Chase.
Chase. Uh-huh.
Bank of America.
Bank of America. Mm-hmm.
Right, Wells
Capital
Fargo.
One, Wells Fargo. Those are all commercial banks. Those are big banks. Investment banks are going to be the banks that a lot of companies put their money into invest in. So like Charles Schwab is an investment bank. And then credit unions are those nonprofit institutions in your neighborhoods where you have to be a member to be a part of. Remember, they have the lower fees when you're borrowing money from them. All right, so that's cool. And then the last one is history of banking for 200. What financial event changed the banking system?
The Great Depression.
The Great Depression. Good. That one was a big one. Now, for a bonus, what does FDIC insured means?
that if something happens in a bank, that your money is taken care of.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You guys did amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm very proud of you guys. This is really good that you guys are learning this now. I hope that you take this with you and you continue your learning. I want to share one website with you that will help you. We did NerdWallet yesterday, Tuesday, and then I'm going to share Investopedia. So Investopedia is one of those websites that if you have any issues with understanding how finance works, you have a question on something, you can type it in, and Investopedia is amazing. I use it all the time just to refresh myself. So we have about 10 more minutes. Does anyone have any questions about something that we didn't discuss or something that we did discuss you want more information on?
How do you know what to invest in?
Very good question. I'm glad you asked that. So how do you know what to invest in? It's a lot of stuff to invest in. So my simple answer is I follow the index funds. I look at companies that are really good right now, like Amazon. Well, let me take that back. Stock market is really down right now. So it's kind of hard to reference a good company, but you find a company that has been around for a long time, that's innovative, that solves a problem, many problems. So like, for instance, let's look at Amazon. Amazon's been around for a long time. They're solving people's problem with getting stuff, whether they want books, toys, now they're doing medication. So you look at companies that are innovative, that has strong financial backing, and it is something that you use regularly and you believe in. And then once you figure that out, then you start to research that company to check them out. to make sure that they are good as they say they are. And the cheat code to invest in for me is look at index funds and ETFs. So I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. So index funds and ETFs, those are simpler ways for you to invest because you get to invest in a bunch of companies for one price. What were some companies you were thinking of, Nicole?
I was thinking of makeup brands because I know that like a lot of brands are getting more popular. I remember I saw that on like a video that Elf came from the Dollar Tree and how now it's like a $1 million business.
Yeah. And Ultra is another one that's good too. I'm gonna put that in chat for you. Ultra is a business that you can look into and invest in. Yep, Apple and Google, part of our everyday lives. Exactly. Those are good companies to invest in. And I like in the S&P 500, very good. S&P 500 is an index fund. So it's a great way for you to invest because it's the top 500 companies in the US. Anyone else have a question? That's a very good question, Nicole. And do you know how to buy a stock? So you will go to a brokerage account. You can buy it on Cash App, but I'm not a big fan of that. But you can go to a brokerage account and you can have your parents help you, like Charles Schwab or Fidelity, and that's how you can start purchasing your stocks. And you guys can purchase stocks now. You don't have to wait till you're older. As long as your parents are helping you, then you have their permission, then you can go ahead and start purchasing now. Any other questions?
Can you repeat the app?
The app for investing?
Yeah.
You can look at Charles Schwab. Let me write it in the thing for you. And also Acorns is also a good one too.
Okay, thank you.
Just want to make sure I'm spelling it correctly. SCH. I was right. WAB. And then Acorns. I like Acorns because it makes investing really easy and your parents can help you with that. And it's invested in the VOO, which is part of the S&P 500. So that's a good one. Any more questions about anything you want to go over? We have a few more minutes. Anything about entrepreneurship you guys want to discuss? I know we covered a lot today.
How do you like start a business?
Oh, good question. So business start with, I like to say a businesses solve a problem. So you find a problem that people have and you be really good at solving it and you create your business plan based on that. And then you'll structure, yes, Robinhood is another good one. And then you'll structure your business plan to that problem that you're solving for people. So when, like for me, for my business, Sam the agent, when I became a life insurance agent, I noticed that a lot of people were still struggling with financial literacy. So I started to teach people financial literacy because I was like, hey, there's a need for this and I'm going to fulfill that need. There was a problem that people had and I offered a solution. So like to me, that's what entrepreneurship is. And that's what starting a business is all about. Finding a problem that someone has and being the best problem solver that there is out there.
And I love that question. It's very well timed because next week we get into fundamentals of business. So we are going to be starting our descent into the hardcore business classes. So we do fundamentals of business next week, fundamentals of entrepreneurship. The following week after next, will be applications of business and applications of entrepreneurship. So it's all coming up.
All right, Professor J, I think we're finished for today. They did very well. I'm very proud of them. It was a lot of information that we covered these past 2 days, or 3 days, 2 days. And I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I wish you nothing but success in your lives. I hope you guys are going to take this budgeting seriously, because a lot of people get older and they forget to budget. And it's super important for us. And I hope you guys take savings and investments to the heart and continue to learn about it, because it's gonna make a great difference in your lives.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Hope you guys all took those notes, like when Sam said, and start to apply those things. Very, very important. And a little bit, start with a little bit. Start with whatever you have and keep going. All right. So for today, so every Thursday, we're gonna do this Mentimeter. So if you click the link in the chat, that will get you guys all into our Mentimeter for today. So basically we're gonna go through these and we're going to just confirm what you guys learned. We use this to just check the knowledge. All right. So the way we're gonna do it tonight is gonna be we're gonna give about 10 seconds for each question. So we'll try not to take too long. And then after the Mentimeter, we do have a class survey. So please hang out for a little bit to do the class survey, where we could just kind of give some feedback on what about tonight's class. All right. All right. Is everybody in? Share my screen. All right, here we go. All right, so overall, what is a goal? Multiple choice. So you just choose from the choices there. All right, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. So those SMART goals there. Two ways we can save money on taxes. What are two ways you can save money on taxes? All right, all right. Competitive. Credit unions are for-profit financial institutions owned by members. Is this true or is this false? That credit unions are for-profit financial institutions. That is false. So credit unions are nonprofit. They're nonprofit financial institutions. When should you begin to save? You have a bit more time on this one. Yes, immediately. Immediately. If you get 50 cents, put 5 cents away. All right. Jaden. A 3-digit number that is compiled from the information about your borrowing and payment history. Credit score, yes. Your credit history adds to your credit score. All right, gather and compile information from companies that lend to you to create your credit score. So which one of these gathers and compiles information from companies that lend to you? Yes, the credit bureaus, they're the ones gathering that information, and then they create the credit reports. Close, close. What was the recommended budget style? What was recommended for the budget style? Nice. 50, 30, 20. Of course, we could tweak based on what we need or circumstances. What is one of the things in life that is a guarantee? One thing in life that's guaranteed. Taxes. Life insurance is a choice. You can choose to do that or not, but you're going to pay some taxes. You're paying taxes now whenever you go to the store. What is one way to save money on taxes? One way to save money on taxes. Owning a business. When you own a business, you end up paying less taxes if you're filing correctly. Businesses have tax deductions. That was the thing with the businesses there. What is a tax bracket? What is a tax bracket? Is it based on your employment, your income, your deductions? What's that tax bracket based on? Your income, your taxable income. So how much money you make puts you in a certain tax bracket. All right. Income taxation is a type of tax that the government imposes on individuals and business owners. Is this true or is this false? Does the government charge income tax to businesses? And it is true. All right. Thank you everyone for participating. Just tallying it up. Hitesh, congrats. You edged everybody out. You edged out for the #1 spot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So thank you all for participating. I hope that was engaging and fun. The class survey was dropped in the chat. So that's just the last thing we ask that you all complete for tonight. Once you complete the class survey, just drop a C in the chat for me. And after that, you're free to go. If you have any questions, you'd like to stay on, we can hang out for a little bit to answer any questions you guys have. If you don't have any questions and you complete the survey, you are free to go. We will see you next week. For the Elizabeth, New Jersey folks, we'll see you on Monday. Plainfield, we'll see you Tuesday. Everyone else online, we'll see you Tuesday evening.
Have a good evening, everyone.
T, is that a new computer?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, because I'm not blue.
Yes.
I got rid of that a long time ago. Now I need a new one.
This Michael. All right, Hector. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye,
Take care.
Hector.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me, I
Take
have
care.
a question.
Sure.
So I wasn't here for the last class, and are there like any assignments that I have to do, like homework, or is it just the projects that have been emailed to us?
So there isn't homework in particular. We did do SMART goals earlier this week where basically we talked about it and you got to do a draft of it. We are going to have some assignments due. We'll go into those a bit more, but next week we're going to introduce some tools for business model canvas, and the value proposition canvas. At the end of this cohort, depending on what you want to do, you would either do a 1-minute elevator pitch for a business or a 1-minute presentation on your guided research at the end of the 4 weeks.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much then.
No problem.
Okay, have a good rest of your guys' night.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, you too, Concepcion. Good night.
Good night.
Great job, you guys.
Well, good job
She's
to
a student that's from Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so she's
Yeah,
not different time
so
zone.
this was her first time getting on time because she was on the wrong. She was texting me at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, we're not on the call.
I'm asleep.
Really, I was on silent at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's like, oh, I'm in